Good evening. To be carried by God. We read from Isaiah 46 verse 3 and 4. Listen to me, O house of Jacob, all you who remain in the house of Israel, you whom I have upheld since you were conceived, and have carried since your birth, even to your old age and grey hairs. I am he who sustain you. I have made you, and I will carry you. I will sustain you, and I will rescue you. People generally do not want to be carried around. We want to fix ourselves and go where we want to go. We strive for independence and tend to be selfish, to be able to go where we want and where we think is best. It's only little kids who can't walk who are carried around. And on the other side of life, old people who can no longer walk, or people with disabilities or injuries or sickness. Leave me alone, I will manage myself. This tendency to carry rather than to be carried has a great influence on how we think about our relationship with God. Even in our religion, we would rather be the carriers than the ones being carried around. And therefore, we make idols for ourselves. Idols which we can carry around. Idols that we make as we want and what suits us. Idols that we can take with us when we want or lock in a closet when we want. Idols that we can pick up when we need them, and idols that we can worship as we wish. Until the day comes that we can no longer walk by ourselves. When we can not even walk to fetch the idol that we have stopped deep in the closet, or get the specific idol that we created for the specific circumstances. Only then we do realize that we can do nothing ourselves, and that the idols we carry around also can do nothing for us. Beloved, listen to the liberating words of the Lord through his prophet Isaiah to the powerless people in exile. Even to your old age, I am the Lord. Even to your old age, I will carry you. I made you, and I will hold you, carry you, and save you. The Lord always carries his people, from birth to old age, and every step in between. Maybe you know the famous poem about footprints in the sand. According to this, the writer would look back on his road, the road he walked, and sometimes see 2 rows of tracks in the sand, and other times only 1 row of tracks. It occurs to him that when there was only 1 row of tracks, it was during the times of crisis in his life. Outraged, he then asked the Lord where he was in those times. And then comes the answer that it was only the Lord's footsteps, because he carried his child through those times. No matter how beautiful this story may be, it is of course a little arrogant to think that in times of prosperity you walk beside the Lord, and that he only carried you in times of crisis. No, there are only 1 row of footprints throughout my life, because the Lord carried me throughout my life. The fact that God is the one who carries is the essence of the Christian religion. It is God who makes people his property. It is he who saves people. It is he who sustains and guides his children as if with his hand. It is he who sends his Son to the world. People did not ask for it or came up with it from themselves. It is he who raises his Son and who pours out the Spirit into the hearts of believers. God is the carrier from the beginning to the end. Everything is the grace of God. Maybe you live in a time today where you are in need of being carried around. Then the question of how you see your relationship with God is so much more relevant. If you carry your God, there is no hope, because you can now not even carry yourself anymore. On the other hand, if your God carries you, you will still be in His hands, not more or less than in the past. In His eyes, you are no more inferior or weaker or more useless than in the past, when you did not walk on your own, but was carried by Him. Surrender yourself into God's hands. It's not easy to carry someone who does not want to be carried. Good night.